No, we're going to do that
yeah,
next meeting.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Well, you don't do it twice. you know.
we're like Pavlov's dogs.
All right, on roll call, Mr. Ayer.
Here.
Mr. Bartlett.
Here.
Brown Knight. Dr. Lewis.
Here.
Mr. Van Stone.
Here.
And Mr. York.
Here.
All right. Well, this is a special meeting of council to go over our permanent improvement appropriations. Kelly, you want to?
Permanent improvement budget.
I mean,
yes, for
permanent improvement,
2026.
yes.
Yes.
All right.
So what you have in front of you is the capital spending request for 2026. And what I've done is I've taken what we expect to carry over, what we will carry over, and also the estimated revenue based on 2025 figures to give us what we have to work with. And then, as you can see, there are some open purchase orders, because these are, the first number is based on cash. So we need to account for the fact that we have 5 open purchase orders. So that will reduce what we have available for 2026. So after that, you can see, based on the priority lists that you guys worked on together, I've listed all those items and then the amount of money that was allocated for each one of those projects. And you can see at the bottom, our remaining budget for 4901, the permanent improvement all, is lower than what I want it to be. So I guess the point of the discussion is what changes do we make to that to get that balance up where I'm comfortable with it?
Well, and you're comfortable with 200, right? That's what your note at the bottom.
Yes.
Can you say,
Need to, yes, that screaming note at the bottom.
yeah, where did that number come from?
Because we don't get any cash influx until April from Hamilton County, we just need to have, and that's pretty much the figure we want to have for the first 3 months of the year. for
Because the
expenditure.
fund can't go negative, and if you have a project that's starting at the beginning of the year and you run out of cash, you can't, you obviously have to stop the project.
Right, because we get, these are both funded by the
Yeah.
the Hamilton County levies.
I understand that, but because it's not like some of the accounts where there's cash outlays due to salaries and fringes, where we don't know exactly what they're gonna be.
Right.
We have to appropriate all these, so we could manage it, so we could leave that amount you have at the bottom there and manage it for 2027, couldn't we?
Six, right?
Six.
We're voting on 2026, what we're voting on.
I understand, but I'm saying, Kelly just said she needs 200K
To start 2026.
to start 27.
27.
26.
You're right. It's
Yeah.
27.
To start 26.
No, 27.
27.
Yeah.
This is 26.
Oh, wait, what year is it?
It is 25 at the minute.
Oh, shoot, that's, yes, 27.
Review.
We go older faster.
we-
But
yeah.
My point is, because there is not random
Expenses?
expenses for this particular account, I don't understand why if we had a balance a anticipated balance at the end of the year, 128, why we couldn't manage that.
It's too low.
Because,
The 200, I mean, it's not based on a formula of some kind. It's
Right.
kind of arbitrary. It's a comfort number.
Well,
I understand.
Richard's the one who gave us that
I know
guidance.
Richard, yeah, I
Richard's the
know,
one who
I
said
know.
you should have at least 70% of your annual revenue. You should have 70% of your annual revenue in the balance at the beginning of the year. And so we've been using his
We've
guidance.
been using it, right.
Right,
but I
that's what
mean,
we've been
that's-
using towards it.
Yeah,
And
I mean, it didn't come down,
and
you
I
know.
No,
totally
that's-
understand that for accounts that there's outlays early in the year that you may not totally know about.
But again, you could have a bunch of projects that are going to happen early in the year too, right? You could, if we had our act together.
Yeah, and we might want to mention what one of those projects might be.
Well.
Or we
you
don't
want-
need to get into it right now.
No, I can bring it up now if you want me to. I mean, I don't know whether that would happen in the first couple of months of the year, because it would not be a good time to do that kind of work. But during the big rains that we had here last week, we had a substantial leak of the fire bay roof. I mean substantial.
The what roof?
The roof
fire
that goes
bay?
over
The
the
bay
fire
over
bay,
the fire
flat
bay
roof
where the fire trucks park.
are.
The
Yeah.
fire bay, thank you.
Yeah. And so I had Henry Mitchell from KFC Roofing.
HKC.
KFC.
They're great. He came out and anyway, and we walked around on the roof together, looked it over, and by his estimation, estimation, the roof is probably 30 years old. It's the now, old technology. A lot of the seams are bad, or, well, they're failing, I should say. And well, it was his recommendation then that probably the roof would have to be replaced. Now, they sent another representative out today that's a little bit more specialized in those types of roofs. And he's doing some core sampling and some seam sampling and things like that. But it pretty much is leaning in the direction that the roof is not salvageable or repairable as it is now. And we're probably faced, with looking at a new roof come, the early part of next year. And obviously, sitting here tonight, I don't have that estimate yet, but I can assure you it's going to be, substantial.
What is substantial?
I would say in the $30,000 to $50,000.
So we, in the 5-year forecast in 2028, we had 40,000. So right in that range you're saying. We had, for that bay, for the roof on that
Set
bay.
aside.
Yeah, that was in 2028 that
I
we
know,
put
because
that in.
I have been bringing this up
Yeah.
for a while.
Sure.
Right.
Well, we can switch your Copper Ridge.
Well, now the copper on the slate roof and the cleaning of the slate roof, and there will have to be some gutter repair work done to the copper box gutters, especially on the back side of the building over here, because they also are leaking. That's, I'm
So that's
trying,
independent of
that's
the 11
independent.
we
Of
have.
the,
So
Yeah.
this is
sounds
incremental.
like it,
Okay.
yeah, it sounds like it.
I mean, it sounded like a shower was on.
Yeah, and that's why we have a surplus for things like this.
Mm-hmm.
And to your point, maybe that's why there's $200,000 left.
You get,
So
yeah,
we
you
get-
can't start with zeros.
What, do we get, is it $420 a year?
Well,
between-
that's across both funds. You got to
Both-
be
for
by
both
fund,
funds.
so.
So really, if we spend over $420 a year, we're spending more than, we're not budget neutral.
But no,
Well, no, but I mean, if something comes up like that and we had to move money from the general fund, of course,
Yeah,
that's a
you can always do that.
possibility.
which
Yeah.
you would prefer not to do.
Yes, I'm aware of that, but things, like this roof and things, they sort well, it's not exactly out of the blue. I have been talking about this. It's just that essentially, I think it's come to a head now in this big rain that we've had.
It just won't wait 2 more years, that's
We
bottom
cannot
line.
wait 2 more years.
So,
Go ahead.
what are you thinking in terms of a structure for this conversation? So, so you have an additional project that clearly requires some attention. How do we want to structure this conversation to make an assessment on where our money goes?
Well, I think,
Which is their short way of saying
Um,
something's gotta give.
I'm assuming we're going to look down the list and see,
Okay.
something down here. If in fact we want to maintain the 200,000 carryover,
Right.
something's got to give.
Or to your point, Bill, I mean, we have, when Richard was here, we did move over 278,000 into the permanent improvement fund in 2022. And our balance is significantly above what it was then when we moved 278 over. I know it's not a favorite of
Do you
yours.
remember what was that for?
That was to help get the funding
Funding
seated
back
because
up,
we couldn't go negative. So
Yeah.
it was to get the money in there
Yeah.
to allow that.
All right.
So again, we have, in the past, we have moved 278,000 over
Mm-hmm.
in 2022. And at the time, in 2021, the cash balance for the general fund was 1,267,000. Right now, we're at 1,954,000 at the end of 2024. So we
Yeah.
have even more money in the general fund now than we did back then.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So,
it's a matter of appropriating it, basically. I mean, the cash is there, but we'd have to do appropriations. Is it gonna be this year, Bill, do you think?
The roof? Oh,
It
yeah,
should.
it's going to be this
Maybe
year.
2025?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, no, she
No,
means,
no,
26.
no.
no, she means 25, like, by the,
This, I'm sorry,
No, I'll
this
ha-
calendar year, as opposed to the next.
I'll have
budget
the
year.
estimate, I'll know what it's going to cost, and there's no way they're going to do the work for the
Okay,
remainder of this
okay.
year.
So we had a catastrophic event. We knew it was coming. It came sooner than we thought.
Yes,
And we're going to have to account for it.
and we're going to have to account for it, yeah. And something, I'm assuming, that to your point, something on this list is going to get rearranged, moved, or something.
or you can move money from.
Or, yes, I'm more comfortable with that option than maybe you are, I don't know.
No, I'm fine with it.
So part of you want to kind of have that conversation of, do we want to move philosophically? We want
Well,
to.
it would-
Can I
it would be
ask
part
one
of
more
it.
question?
Yes, it would be part of it, yes.
Yes.
I look back to the Columbia Connector, and in I think it was June of 2024, we said we entered into that contract. At that point, it was for $99,000 was our share. How is it now 125? Did the whole project go up by 25%?
That's a Chris question right there.
That's a Chris question, yeah.
But I did ask him what the odds were that this was gonna happen in 2026, and he said about 80%. So that's why it's,
I
I mean, if
understand,
he
but
said 4%, I would not have put it in for.
Well, and I think again, I think Chris also said this was worst case, right? I mean, when you-
Right.
This
Yeah.
is, he was protecting for the worst case scenario, because we have to cover 10% or something like that? What's the-
It says here, local match worst case for Columbia Connector. So my
well, I
guess-
understand that. That was clear in the minutes. But back then, our share was 99K. Let's call it 100K.
Yeah. So
And now
by-
we're saying it's
yeah.
125. My question is, what caused the project to go up by 25%?
Well, we're not sure that it actually has. He's just allowing for something unforeseen is what I would assume. Do you even know, what would the unforeseen be? Do we know? You got a-
What was what?
What would the unforeseen be that would make it bump by 25,000?
Overall ODOT project cost. I mean, we're paying a percent of a percent.
Yeah, okay.
20%, I think it's 20% local match, but it's split between Columbia Township, Great Parks, and Mariemont, and we have the smallest section, and those numbers have just not been finalized yet. Everybody knows that they haven't been finalized, so the 125 came from saying, well, at worst case, if it's, the project cost was scheduled to be this much, and then the local match is this much, and let's say Mariemont had to pay as much as a quarter of that percent, so that we're paying like 25% of 20%, which is something like that, and we came up with a rough estimate of 125. But Bob, the 99 could be just as accurate a number, and it's really, I mean, I would definitely defer to Chris. He's the one corresponding.
Well, I understand. I just said that.
But you're
it's
right.
My understanding, the council said, we voted to spend 99K.
Yeah, and that was before the tariffs hit, and a lot of the other costs have gone up since
Well, I
then, too.
understand.
You know, concrete's gone up a lot.
That's a good point.
But I'm just
So-
saying, suddenly, if we, what council voted for is 99K. If we go say it's vote 125K tonight, that's a 25K, 26K increase.
And again, we're protecting for the worst case, right?
So
That's
do we
what the
lower
goal
it
is.
and
to
move some into the roof?
Well, that's what I was thinking, because,
Yeah.
you know, because if worst-case scenario, when it is that high, then you can talk about
Yeah, I mean,
reappropriating
we could make
money.
an adjustment if a worst case
Yeah.
hit us. We could make it.
We could
Yeah.
do that then, yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
we could do it then if we
I mean,
could
if
pick
you
up
knocked it-
25K right here.
Yeah, if you knock that
Because
down
that
to,
won't occur, I mean, the roof will probably be this spring, right, I would assume.
yeah.
Then the construction for that won't begin till probably late spring, late spring.
You mean for the connector?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
even then, I think it'll be more like summer or fall before they get around.
So,
Right, so we'll see where we're at and do what we need to do at that point. It's
that's,
my recommendation, but I don't vote.
So you're, because in the past, you've had very specific projects with specific amounts, so you're okay with, how are you gonna do that then? I'm just curious.
So
You're
I
gonna,
mean,
you're gonna solve for, you're just gonna say, okay, we're gonna,
change
Change the
Columbia
numbers?
connector, yeah, to 100,
okay.
and then reappropriate the 25 to roof replacement. That's
So-
what I would
but
recommend.
that'll still leave
But we're
us
still
70 in the
Yeah, we're still
hole.
70 off.
Well, then we have to talk about other
Yeah, I know.
things to take off.
Well, plus the roof is gonna be more than
And-
25, so.
Yeah.
So-
So
Right.
what should we put for the roof?
You know, Randy, I mean, yeah, boy, I hate to
I
make
mean,
a wild ass guesstimate on that. You know,
2 years ago.
Oh, that seems,
45, it could, yeah, I
oh,
mean.
seriously.
Any
Because
any of you
it's
sitting
coming
there got an idea on
through
what
the
that
wall.
roof would
It's
would
coming through
cost?
the
It's
wall.
30 years.
So there's probably mold.
Rod, can you help us out here?
What?
What would your estimate be? Sorry to wake you. What would your estimate be to replace that flat roof over the fire bay?
I think your number was in the right range.
Like
25?
Yeah, because that roof, that big roof down in Haney, that's a couple $100,000. They're doing a roof on the St. Teresa's that's 125.
Okay.
This is much smaller.
Well, so what number are we using here for this?
I think 50 is a good number.
50
It's
50
not
is a
just
good
the
number.
roof. I think there's other
Yeah, you don't know.
upper flash. It's not just an industrial roof.
True.
There's other workmanship around the
Yeah, there is. Mhm.
So we're looking at trying to find 122,000 in this, to pull out of this budget.
Or transfer over from the
Move money.
the general
Yeah,
fund.
I mean, that's an option.
Okay, so one thing that I think and this is consistent with my experience, whether it's with commercial buildings, institutional buildings, my homes I've owned, rental whatever, you need to take care of the roof. Above all, take care of the roof. I mean,
Right.
so we know we need to do that. So that needs to, in my opinion, go onto our priority list, and it's as high a priority as anything cheap. It's very high, that's a very high priority item. So that should go onto the list. So now and 50 is, I
You
agree,
think
is probably a
50?
good estimate, 50. And this being a plan that we're going to adjust as 2026 occurs, and some of these other costs could get lower, hopefully Columbia Connector, there's a possibility we're going to get some sharing with that, additional sharing with Great Parks. There's a possibility it's going to be lower anyway. Some of these other things are not firm, but I suggest we just authorize moving 50K from the general fund and sticking with the plan that you have here, adding the roof.
But again, the plan, what Kelly's telling us, you gotta take 70,000 out of this current list. 7-0.
In addition to
And that's why
this,
she's highlighted those two.
Right, well, that's why I was already taking out the ones
I
that are
thought we
highlighted.
said we would consider dropping the path to 100K.
We did.
we did.
Okay.
So
That
we'd
gives
still
us
need
25.
25,
So we need
but
25
now
plus
we're
70.
talking about, we still, regardless
So
of
we
the
still need
roof,
95.
we
Yep,
still
I
need
understand.
70. Even without the roof, we still need
So if
70.
the roof comes out of the general fund, we still.
Some of it. And if
And
we
I
do
think-
25 here,
What,
and then we do the other 25 out of the general.
I think we should,
no, I'm saying if the roof comes out of the general fund in full, because we're still trying to cut from here on top of that. The recommendation I heard Matt say was to have the roof paid for in full by the general fund. And then,
Is that correct? Is that what you're saying?
Based on what Rob's telling me about where our balances has historically have been and where it is now, yes. Answer yes.
So we don't want to think about knocking the connector down to 100 and then only needing to take 25 out of the general fund?
I think you should go ahead and just do the whole 50 so you know it's there and done. Because to Bob's point, we have some unknowns here, right? We don't know how much
Well,
it's gonna
obviously.
cost. So I think, and we don't know, I think you were waiting for the other quote for the sealant, for the concourse, and so we have outstanding things that we don't know what the cost is gonna be. We also don't know what the cost is gonna be for the cover, the statuary, right? That's one of the other pieces we're still trying to find out. So there's a lot of data that's not available yet.
Right.
So we can, again, we may have two of them. We say, hey, these are on hold for now until we get more
So we have a
clarity,
better
better
idea,
visibility
right.
to some of the other costs.
Right.
But for sure, let's move the 50 over to do the roof, because I agree, you don't want to let a roof continue to leak, and it's going to get worse and worse.
Well,
So-
we might consider moving the boathouse roof to the temporary hold. We got 32 for that. That's a roof that we don't, it's an unoccupied building. We don't even know whether for sure it's leaking, do we?
No.
I mean,
No,
I'm
that-
not arguing
and-
that it needs to
oh,
be
and I-
looked at.
No, and this is one of those things that has bugged me for years, is it's very expensive because of how it's made. We're missing all these tiles. It's time to replace the flashing, which has been 26, something like that, years old, so it's time. But do we have active leaks right now? No. Are we on borrowed time because we're missing all these pieces? Yes.
So this is just like the roof. This is like the roof over the.
No, it's not as bad as the roof here,
Probably
because
not.
we
No,
don't
no,
have active.
but but I'm just saying, we're at that same stage where we flagged that roof and we said, hey, that thing probably needs to be replaced. We've done the same thing. This has been, the boathouse roof has been on the list for 2 years at least that I can
Yeah, I
think
think
of.
this is at least the third year.
This is the third year we've had on the list, and we haven't taken action yet. So what my point is, Bill, is it's becoming very similar to what we talked about with that roof. We knew there was a problem, we didn't get it done yet, and now all of a sudden, it's an emergency. So, if we can proactively try to address it. But there's just, again, there's a lot of unknowns here that we need to get better data on. So my opinion would be, again, do the 50 for the roof, let's move it over to the general fund, get the work done, but let's also then, again, we have a couple of projects we could sit there and say, those are on hold until we get better clarity about the cost for some of these other things that we don't have bids for. And then we'll have a better chance to sit there and say, okay, wait, the cost really isn't as high as we thought. That creates room for us to be able to move forward with the 2 projects we've put on hold for now.
I like to take a little different view. I don't mind, as you pointed out, this is a plan. And you go put those on hold for a later time. But I would like to think the new council, which has new members in it, we could look at appropriating the money for those projects out of the general fund.
I don't want the general fund getting drained dry. I mean, I've got a lot of people
Well, that's
asking for a lot of stuff this year.
70K isn't draining it dry, though. I think that's a,
But
just
I
don't-
think the point is, there's some of these projects that we were lower priority.
Yeah.
And I think it makes sense to see if there's any savings to be had from this list, and then worry about the 70 plus the 50. Because, maybe it's only 30,000 from the general fund. I mean, I would prefer to do it that way. I mean,
I
that's how I
agree.
do my own budget. I wouldn't just take that money out of savings. I would, probably decide
Right.
I was going to
You'd
do.
scale it
I would
back until-
prioritize my things differently.
And
So,
those 2
that's-
items, that's why I chose those 2, because they were,
Yeah.
were the priority,
Well, that's 70,000
exercise.
right there.
right.
And then if you take the 25 from the,
Columbia Connector.
from the connector, which if it is in fact over, then we can talk about appropriating money from the general. I mean, I just think to just start off with that premise,
That we're going to take everything out of the general fund, just to,
I mean,
the
you're the
exercise is
fiscal
to
officer,
just-
what do you think?
I think that we should scale this back to what it needs to be,
Thank you.
especially based on the priority list. I mean, that's my.
my concern is we keep putting off things, much like Matt was just talking about, we don't know when the boathouse is gonna be
Crisis mode.
crisis mode. We also, we've seen damage to the statuary year after year, it's been accelerating. And so, when is that gonna become a major problem? So, I think we need to get those projects that need to be done, and these are all village property. Even though that's an MPF project, that the statuary and the boathouse are village property, and we're responsible to maintain those.
The way I look at it is, and then we've always done this in the past, is we have made changes to the list to get it to the balance that I wanted at, the 200,000.
And I'm saying we go ahead and do that, but I'd like to consider next year funding some of those projects out of the general fund, but I don't want to do that tonight. I
No,
don't want to
we're not
do
doing
it
that
in a-
tonight.
I think we've already mainly agreed, according to Rob, I mean, I think we're all in agreement, some of this funding is going to take place out of the general fund, correct? Yeah, I mean,
It's-
But
Some-
I'm
some
not-
will have to.
I don't.
some will have to be. It's
I
just a
think-
question
I
of
don't
when.
think it's prudent to take these items that were low on the priority list and take it out of the general fund, just because it's on this list.
I agree.
I think that's, in
Well-
my world, poor fiscal responsibility. I mean, that's not the purpose of the general fund. The purpose of the general fund is operating expenses.
But one of the things, there was not a bad project on that list. Okay? But once again, the priorities are what people feel and what they do. I look at things as not liability, but damage to the village and what we might lose. And some of these old items, I'll say like the boathouse and the statuary, are low on people's list because they don't go to the boathouse or don't go to the statuary every day. But the point is, for tonight's, I agree with Kelly, let's pare down the list. But I want the opportunity to revisit the funding for those projects.
Oh, yeah, that's why I
Early in
had put on
25.
hold.
Well, and I think that, when we prioritize these as individuals, we weren't necessarily triaging them. You know,
But I think also.
but I think that has to be part of the important, because now, like, if the boathouse is in a bad shape as we thought it was, then, you know, that changes the triage order, right?
Right, I mean, that's a really good example of, I did not understand that, although I do think I prefer to do things before they're an emergency, but I didn't understand that the boathouse roof wasn't. So, I mean, every process, it's not ideal, we do the best we can, for sure, but I think that I am concerned that some things are experiencing or have a need that, that can create some, that we can't reverse.
I think that's important. That's the whole, you know,
I have a
triage concept.
I have a
Yeah.
suggestion. Looking at our list, thinking about our priorities, knowing about how imperative it is to take care of the fire bay roof, with the assumption that it's gonna be approximately order of magnitude 50K, that we have this list, we know how we prioritize stuff. Kelly highlighted two that are 70K. That's the lap pool replacement study, much as it pains me to say, take that off the list. And the statuary project. Defer decisions on that until later in the year, if this, to see if we have the money for them.
Yes.
In 2026, be more optimistic about the Columbia Connector, call it 100, knowing that it's possible, we'll need more. Move 25K from the general fund, and then correspondingly, we're gonna add a 50K line item for the fire bay roof, and that leaves us with the balance that Kelly wants of 200K.
That's good, then.
It sounds good, and again, guys, I mean, if we don't hit that 200K smack on the nose, I think there's a little, what if it's 180, 175? Could we be happy with that?
Well, my preference would be to figure out how to do the statuary cover over the boathouse roof repair this year. So, I mean, I'm not necessarily, and I don't still fully understand, if we don't do the pool lap repair, then what does delaying it a year mean? I mean, not the repair, it's the.
The
Just
study.
to get
It's a study, right?
it just sets everything back a year. I mean, it sets everything back a year.
So
we'll-
what's at risk?
It's really hard to say, we're gonna patch and repair. We can patch and repair for another couple years. We can do it. It's just a matter of having it on the list, doing some long-term planning, thinking in terms of replacing that pool in the next 3 to 5 years.
So I would summarize it as this. Okay, obviously, you know, the fire bay roof is, you know, a level A priority, heart attack, you know, in progress. And then it would probably be the statuary, because every second that is exposed longer, there is damage being incurred. And then the boathouse. And then I don't know where the Copper Ridge is. I mean, that's an aesthetic thing.
Well,
I mean, because that,
No.
There've been some leakage.
okay, all right. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm just,
I mean,
I'm
guys,
saying
look,
we have the top three, I think, important, you know, historical structures that could be permanently damaged. And then, you know, go from there, is how I see it. And that is different than how we prioritized them, but as, you know, things change. You know, somebody can appear stable, and then, you know, we thought the roof was stable, and it wasn't. Good to know now.
well, we had the big.
Before it
rain, you know,
collapses and puts a ton of water onto one of our fire trucks, and God only
Well,
knows what
it's
that
not,
does.
yeah, it's not gonna collapse, but it's
No.
leaking all over our expensive.
It's ruining,
It's something that-
drywall and.
Not good.
Yeah, it's not good, yeah.
If it was snow.
We had the bucket brigade inside the hallway.
If it was snow, it would collapse.
So I feel like I would, I mean, I could be outvoted. I feel like we need to make some clear priorities, and I don't want to kick the can down the road on some of these things and say, well, let's see.
I agree.
You know, I'd like to throw a wrench in the works that I've been
Yay.
talking to Biff about a little bit, but there are companies who, I know that MPF did a lot of work, and they did a lot of research, and they came up with this cover idea for the statuary to keep it protected from the elements. Number one, according to the architect, it doesn't protect it from rain and snow. If you have wind and that kind of stuff, it's not gonna be 100% protective, and the freeze-thaw cycles are what is most damaging, according to the research, and there are companies that, and as far as like protective materials, the seal, it was sealed at one time, and that's like old technology junk that was on there that was ugly and a mess to get off and didn't do anything really helpful for the statue. But there are companies today that say they have products that are invisible, last 10 years, 100% protective of freeze thaw. And did I say they last 10 years?
Yeah.
And,
Now it's 20.
pardon? Did I say they last 10 years? And it's this, and as everybody knows now, this is a village project, and I think it needs that extra bit of research with, with our village staff, with Rod and council, and consult with these people, because I personally, I'm just gonna say it publicly, I don't think the cover is even a good idea. That's,
Well, this is a kind of a debate and a topic that I'm not sure. we
right,
wanna
it's
have
not,
in this meeting.
but just as far as prioritizing this,
But
I just don't see
prioritization, yeah.
spending village money on something that is not necessarily even a good idea.
But the cover, I've thought those same things as an engineer. But one thing that when I heard the reports from these preservation experts, because there's internal moisture and you can never get all that out, and if you seal that in, it causes more damage.
Right.
And so that's why the sealing just doesn't really work. And the cover, what I worry about are, we do get snows coming in from the side, but they don't really, unless they come in and can land on the top of the heads of those statues, it's gonna be at the base, so be it. But the point is, I think everybody's worried about ice pack, where the snow sits on top of the heads and freeze thaws and cracks the heads of the statuary. That's my narrow view of it.
Well, anyway, the coatings experts are familiar with that and how the water breathes and doesn't penetrate and all that kind of stuff. I'll send you all the information, but
I think it's worth a look.
they're protecting statues in Europe with this and that are
I
in
think it's
similar
worth a look,
situations.
particularly from the standpoint that that structure wasn't part of the original design.
Right.
We need to
I know,
kind of get back to the
I know.
list.
Yeah, I'm totally
But,
good
I
with
mean,
that.
But I
Bringing it
think
up.
what Marcy's saying is put it on pause while we
Right.
continue to do more research on
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
And that's all I'm saying too.
No.
so I think it fits. I think it fits with the conversation, Bill. I think it is.
in that
Keep on
regard,
trying,
yeah.
Randy, keep on trying.
So we're talking about the 50, putting on pause.
So if we put it on pause, can we put it in the minutes that we endorse
Revisit,
this plan?
yeah.
And we appreciate that it needs to be done as soon as conceivably possible.
Well, no,
'Cause
Randy,
this has been a project that you guys have been working on for
yeah, for you.
a long time. And I'm walking up here and thinking, should I recuse myself? Because I've been involved with this project from the beginning. And, I want to get it done. You're right. There's a lot of good stuff on this list. And these are not easy choices. These are very difficult choices. Safety comes first. We have a catastrophic event, that changes the calculus for us. So I'm happy with what we've done, and I don't mind putting it on pause. I would just like the minutes to reflect that this body.
Right, then we just don't forget about it.
Acknowledges that it needs to be addressed.
Well, hold on here. I mean, I respectfully, it's a good
Yeah,
idea.
acknowledge that the statues need to be protected.
Okay, because he has an entirely different idea about protection.
However it's done,
Okay,
however it's
okay.
executed.
Yeah, I just want to be clear on that we're not endorsing an actual plan of how it's to be done, just that it
We're
needs
endorsing
to
the
be done.
preservation of
It's
the
a village
Right,
project
right.
and we're gonna
Okay.
figure out what's best.
I'm good with that. Yeah, you guys will have your chance. You will. Yeah. Wait, yeah.
Okay, so if I understand, then if they put that on pause. and the
Both
last-
of those items,
Both
that,
those items on pause, that puts us where we need to be for balance.
correct.
We bring the 25,000 down from the Columbia connector, recognizing that that might have to be, is there another item on here that we can put on pause
Except we
that'll
gotta have
make up
roof.
that difference? That's my
Well, if
question.
we do those three things, we'll be fine.
3.
So we're going to move
We'll
Columbia.
still be
Con-
25 short.
Well, I think we're still, Kelly, you're still okay with moving 25 from the general fund over to the, is that true?
To what?
To the permanent
To
improvement,
permanent.
4901.
Well, my plan was if we're talking about 50 for the roof out of the general fund, we'll just pay it out of the general fund.
Okay, so you just, okay.
And I would prefer, not, I mean, what I'd like to walk away from tonight is the decision of what we're going to put on hold to get that up to $200, and the roof will be a separate conversation, not involving permanent improvement.
So just pay for it out of general fund, which you can do also.
It's just a matter of making sure we appropriate for it. That's,
So I just want to clarify, I think, from my perspective, just to understand again, the shed behind the municipal building, high priority.
Well, when we did this before, because
Understood.
there's only one thing that really changed, right? That's the roof is the only thing that's changed from what we did this exercise before.
In Dale Park,
No, I mean, that was
Dale
on,
Park statuary.
that was on the list too.
Yeah,
So I'm just saying,
all
the
these
only,
items were on the list.
the only thing that
No,
wasn't on the list was
Right.
the fire bay.
But,
Roof.
right, but then understanding some of the urgency related to the Dale Park statuary changed after that vote was taken. So the question I have is the shed behind the municipal building. Where are we at with that? Is that a critical preservation issue, a safety issue? I'm hearing priority is safety. I agree with that first. Gotta put a roof on, for sure. I don't know if the second priority is making sure we're not doing irreversible damage to things. Where are we at with the shed behind the municipal?
Well, I mean, it's not a safety issue per se, and it's not, it's probably not a critical issue. However, sustainable Mariemont is growing in popularity. And we've been having a couple events that we kind of hold in the fire bay. We really need to, well, number one, the existing roof, the shed roof that's there now, got holes in it all over the place. So
Yeah.
regardless, something needs to be done. What I would like to do is basically tear that roof off, put a new roof on, expand it in size a little bit, put concrete for the flooring, and then some type of an arrangement for the bins to fit in, to separate, between the compost bins, the recycle bins, so on and so forth, to put a concrete walkway to get down to it. Number one, I guess there could be a potential safety. As it is right now, people pull up in the very badly paved parking lot, and then they make their way, across an uneven field to get there. It's a
guess
trip hazard.
I'm struggling to understand what delaying a vote, basically what we're saying is if everything costs what we think it's gonna cost, we're not gonna do the statuary or the lab.
We're going to put it on hold.
Because we could also
We're not
transfer money
gonna
over,
just-
I'd like us to consider putting the boathouse on hold for the same reason, and I'd like to see if I can get a commitment out of Biff when he thinks MPF and the people they talked to in the past could get get the information Matt was providing into a plan. So we're maybe talking early part of '26, and then we keep our powder dry and we decide if the roof is a go or not.
You make it quick, because we got 5 minutes, and all of this is going to wrap up in 5 minutes. Well, no, I mean, I'm just kind of speaking to council here. We got 5 minutes to wrap this up. How are we going to vote?
Bob's question, I don't know how soon I could get that. Matt and I have talked about this already. The village owns it, they can do whatever they want as far as things like that. They don't need our permission now or ever. My only concern is if the $50,000 that's proposed for this isn't somewhere in the budget, and I'm encouraged to hear a lot from both sides of the room that it needs to be done, and we put this, whatever it is, oil or something on there. I put it in different areas, not obtrusive, and it turns out, oh my gosh, on the front side, it makes everything much darker and it doesn't look so good. Now we decide, well, we can't use that, and we didn't allocate the money for it, so now we're another year behind. That's my concern.
Do we have, basically, we have a list here of, that we're all going to agree on, what the projects are going to be put
Yeah.
on hold, and
so again, we went through this whole prioritization exercise. There's only one piece of new information. So from that original, what council voted was the bottom, well, we had bottom 5, and we already cut 2 of them. The park bench replacement and the swing arm brush mower, we already took down to 0.
Yeah.
The other lower priorities were the shed behind the municipal building, the Dale Park statuary cover, and the pool improvements TBD. Those are the 3 things that we said we should, they were the lowest, the bottom 5 in that group that we had. The boathouse was actually in the top 6 when we did this vote before. So, you know, it seems like, again, the only thing that's changed is we have something else, and we've said, okay, that's a priority, we need to go ahead and do something, let's get the money, let's do it out of the general fund. Let's not even make it, you know, that's an emergency, let's go do that.
Let's not add something that we still have to cut even more back.
Yeah, yeah. So, again, those are the bottom 3, the shed, the statuary, the pool. So maybe you want to put all 3 of those on
Pause.
hold, or what are you going to call it, pause, and say, you know, those are the 3 that you know, those are the bottom 3 that were still remaining.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah,
Well-
I mean, I can live with that.
Yeah, there is that waste reduction grant that
Yep.
we could get. So it may be in our best interest to put some money there to match.
Oh, yeah.
It may give
For
us
the-
a more
You have to,
favorable.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah, yeah, there was, the maximum we can get is 15,000. And there's.
we're talking
there's
about
a
for the
percent.
shed, for the recycling shed.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying that if this body would give 5 or 10,000, I think that would be, make for a more attractive.
You have to, because it's a percentage. You have to.
Well, we
again,
could-
So, you're right. We're gonna have to put more than 5 on the table. We're gonna have to put at least 10, I think.
Well, we
Because
could
they're
cut-
like 40%, because they'll cover, or, no, we have to cover 40%, they'll cover 60% or something like that. Do you remember?
Well, we could cut those 2 that are 70 and, you know, turn the Columbia connector down to 25 and then have money for the shed and just take those 2 off. And we'd still be over 200.
Take the 2 off, reduce Columbia connector from 125 to 100, and
you're
leave
okay.
everything else the same.
And then pay for the roof from the general fund if that's what you're recommending.
Let's,
Yeah.
that's what we,
Motion of that and somebody to second it.
Okay,
Wait,
So,
wait.
clarify question.
Yeah,
So is the shed and the boathouse still on this list?
they're on hold.
Depends on what
Those are on hold.
what the
No, no, no,
motion
no.
is.
No.
Let's just
No.
agree. Wait, yeah, I'm
only
glad you're bringing it
two-
up, because I'm not sure what we're voting on.
The only 2 projects on hold are the projects Kelly identified in pink. And we've reduced the connector from 125 to 100. Those 3 changes.
And then aren't we also bumping the shed was rated?
We're not bumping it, we're just, it's on hold too, right?
The whole,
no, the shed's not on hold. The question was how much.
Oh, well, to Randy's point, yeah, he makes a good point there. Instead of doing the full 25, we would just do 10, or,
Well,
Oh, I'd rather play it safe and do 15.
well,
But we have
Let-
money to do that if we cut down the connector.
if we do those 3 things, we hit Kelly's target. Let's leave the money there. If we can do it for 10K, 12K, whatever the
That frees
number
up money
is,
for something else.
you reappropriate the money.
And there's not enough money there to fund it now, based upon what you want to do. So if we don't get the grant, it likely will.
yeah, we might not be
leave.
doing it, true, that's true.
So what are we voting on? Can you recap
No
that
idea.
for us?
3 changes.
No idea.
The
Do you want
motion
me
is to
Do you
change,
want me to recap it?
Yes, please.
So
Okay.
Please
We're
recap.
going to put,
Let
Ready?
her get it. Yeah.
okay. We're going to put the lap pool replacement study for 20,000 and the Dale Park statuary cover for 50,000 on hold. And we're going to cut the Columbia connector from 125 to 100. Those are the 3 changes.
And we're gonna pay for the roof
All
of the
of them,
general
yeah.
fund, right?
So
I mean, that was never even on this.
that's not part of this.
I know, but
it might be.
But
good
to
capture
acknowledge
that.
it, yes,
I
but,
mean, it needs to be in the minutes.
yeah, no,
Needs to be
we've said it.
So moved.
second.
Is that appropriate?
Yeah, no, I
Yes,
I
please,
think it's good. Mr. Air,
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Ms. Brown Knight.
No.
All right, Dr. Lewis.
so are you sure, because originally I proposed trying to trim it all down to pay it out of the permanent improvement fund, but you're okay with doing it from the general fund? Okay, yes, aye.
Mr. Van Stone.
Aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
All right. All right, that meeting is adjourned. Does,
Oh, can we take a 2-minute break
can I
or no?
take, yeah, 2 minutes? Call to order. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
I gotta do some math.
All right, a roll call. Mr. Ayer.
Here.
Mr. Bartlett.
Here.
Mrs. Brown Knight.
Here.
Dr. Lewis.
Here?
Mr. Van Stone.
Here.
Mr. York.
Here,
All right. All right, any question regarding the minutes from the November the 10th meeting? No? Really?
Just go on, come on.
Okay, well, okay, I mean, I'm
Thank you,
shocked that there's
Marcy.
nobody.
moved.
Yeah. Yeah.
Move, we accept the minutes. It's the second.
Second, all right, Mr. Ayer.
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Ms. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone.
Aye.
Mr. York.
aye.
All right. All right, in communications tonight, we have a proposal from Rod and Ben regarding some
Where I work.
software. Which one of you two wants to present this?
No,
Good evening, all.
good evening.
This is some software to help us improve our efficiency and effectiveness in the village work. And has everybody got a chance to look over the packet? Because we will be asking for an amount to get this on the road. But is there any questions about what this is?
Well, can you tell us a teeny bit about how it would work?
So currently, Rod does have this in his department. It will work differently in our department because it does have a, like a resident module. It has a work management module, which will, work order, scheduling, templates, track, manage, work by location. It also has a map feature, so you know exactly where things are and what has to happen. If there's something there that has to be done and there's a next door neighbor that has something, we can tackle two things at once.
So this allows residents, though, to sort of communicate with you through
Correct.
this software.
Correct, instead of,
And make requests, and you could respond back to them through this.
absolutely,
Okay,
which would make my life a lot easier
okay.
in getting out of the office and helping out.
Well, so then you, of course, would be monitoring the software to see the requests that are coming in, and then I'm assuming that there'd be the scheduling and assigning of the projects and so on and so forth. How is that information communicated then to the workers?
We all have the same phone.
So they would have the app on their phone as
They
well?
have
and
the app on
they-
their phone.
Okay.
I'll have the, like, master app, maybe like an iPad, something like that, where I can just designate whatever needs to be done.
Okay, and then would it be linked to my phone too, so I would know where you guys are and what you're doing?
Yes, I think,
If you wanted to
Okay, well, nothing like a little big brother.
be clear, we're both learning the software. I mean, we haven't invested, so we just know some about it and some of its capabilities.
Yeah.
But yes, if you wanted to be part of the service team, you could have access to the same information as the rest of the guys.
Yeah, well, I think it might be helpful to, if I know where they are, what they're doing, what the requests are, and if they're getting answered in a timely fashion and so on and so
Yeah,
forth.
You could have
I would
access
like
to the same views that Ben would have access
Yeah,
to.
okay, okay. I guess my only other thought about this is that it seems that there's two options here. We can commit to this on an experimental basis for 1 year, which we're going to pay a little premium for that,
Right,
as
yeah.
opposed to committing to it for 3 years. Am I correct about that?
Yeah, there's
Pricing-wise?
some one-time costs that either get paid up front or get split over 3 years. So that's really the cost difference.
Have there been, did we get multiple bids?
No, we only, if you
We're
look at
not-
the materials, we did some benchmarking, and we discussed this with other local entities that had, and they're really not using software. The appeal of this is somewhat that it mimics the software we use for building permits and zoning permits now. So I'm pretty familiar with the template structures and how we import data from the Hamilton County's website. So it would be helpful for me if I anticipate my workload to be a little bit of the coach to the service department to get this up and running.
How did we find this one versus looking at templates of other software that does the same
How
thing?
did we locate iWorks?
Yeah, I'm just curious, I mean, you're right, there's a ton of these types of software out there,
Correct.
a ton.
She reached out to me the beginning of my term as superintendent, and we went through the whole thing. And at the end, I came back and asked Rod about it, and we weren't ready for it then.
So if we looked at templates of other software to see how aligned or not aligned it is.
We did not evaluate any other work planning software other than iWorks because it's currently used in the building department.
Right, you already use it.
Right, right. but
We don't,
usually-
we use
usually
the
wanna get two
software, but
bids
it's a
for
different
stuff.
module. That's correct.
But the norm we've asked people to try and get two
Right.
bids for stuff at least, to say, okay, does it seem right?
Well, is there a good second option to get a second bid from?
There are others out there. I mean, I get emails, I
There's
get
so
emails.
many.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean,
On my council email, I get stuff all the
Yeah.
time.
Be-
but that's-
just to clarify, I mean, we're expecting a lot of synergies using the same templates that we use in building software. So it's not another new system. It's an extension of our
It's an
existing
add-on.
permit software.
I see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
it's
are other
expansion.
villages and municipalities using for
were saying.
scheduling work and all this stuff?
Of our, we did some benchmarking of Newtown and
Terrace Park.
and they don't have any software.
At all.
But
at
did you
all.
talk to anybody who uses software to do this? Because I think it's a great idea. I think it's a
Yeah,
great
yeah,
idea. Just-
I mean, we didn't directly talk to them, but there's a number of communities, there's the greater San Francisco area is, for instance, is a user of the software, just to give you a sense for its capabilities.
Right.
Well, but they got people living on the streets in San Francisco. I don't know how
That's
that,
We don't have people living on the streets here?
So
not yet.
part of this is they build the templates, yes?
Template's already built, they're just basically configuring it for our data in the
For
village.
our
Right.
unique,
For our mapping situation.
yep. Now, can it spit out budgeting? I mean, can you assign a guy that says, I'm gonna go take care of this tree, and can you budget that? Can you assign a number to it so that we can know what we're spending on what?
So the more you add on, budgeting, reporting, the higher the cost goes. So,
Yeah, but you could track as much as Ben and the team has ability to put into the system, so.
Right.
But certainly we'll walk away and know where the time's going.
right,
Right, and
absolutely.
that was one of the appeals. Every single piece of work in the future should be assigned a work order, even if it's pick up garbage for the day.
Yes.
You'll bucket and allocate one or two people for a certain amount of time. So we will be able to analyze the data, which is, we're not able to do very effectively. I know there were some challenges with some of the data we shared previously when we started the benchmarking work. And this should help us, give us better visibility of what people are doing, what are some of the core tasks, and exactly what can we do with the data.
It sounds to me like, and correct me if I'm wrong, that what we will be using iWorks for our service department is much more extensive than what you use it for in the building department. Is that, as far as tracking hours and locations and
That's-
all
that's
this stuff?
fair.
So my question is, how much training will Ben need to be fully versed and competent in this software, and how do you go about getting that?
Well-
How,
You want me to answer?
I'm pretty savvy with the computer right now, but definitely if you got a person that's using it, that's very helpful.
well, I want what the iWorks people did, I would assume they have training
Oh, yeah.
modules of all sorts and stuff, but
Yeah,
I
that's
just
all
want to
included
make
in
sure
the-
that we,
That's included in the
Okay.
upfront cost.
that if we commit to this, that we're committing Ben to go through all these various training modules. It's not like he has extra time sitting around twiddling his thumb to do this stuff, but if we're gonna buy this, we have to realize that we're going to allow him the time to get fully trained on it. That's just part of this cost that we just need to know is,
Right.
My experience with iWorks, when I was sitting in Rod's chair for a short time, was that it's sort of intuitive, number one, and number two, you learn more and more as you use it. And so I'm not concerned about that. I did have one other concern, because we had some experiences where Ben gets harassed by citizens to do this, that, and the other.
Only
And
in
what-
leaf season. I said
Only right now, yeah, right now.
And what we decided was that the priorities would be set by the mayor. Is there still an opportunity with the software to get some sort of, when there's things come up, what's the top
Like
of the
some
list?
guidelines, you mean, for?
Well, I'm just saying, decision-making, but, because I don't want a bunch of software dictating what you do and why. If there's some priorities that need to be set, I still want the executive part of the government to,
I mean,
There
I'll-
is, each work order is assigned a priority flag.
who sets that?
Well, it would normally be Ben, but if there's a miscalibration, it could be a discussion between the two of them.
Well, that's fine, as long as there's opportunity for that, that's what.
Yeah, you do have a way to filter the data by priorities, so you could look at urgent, safety, A,
I
B,
get
C hierarchy. And just in awareness for time, we don't want to be here too long, but we were anxious to make an investment. I know there's only one council meeting in December, and we want to maybe take advantage of some of the winter time to do some training while things are a little slower. So if it's much more involved, maybe we have to go back to the committee. We were just hoping that it wouldn't be a surprise in the next bill list in December that you see a cost in there.
So what about facilities? Could you put the municipal building in there and have almost a schedule or a checklist?
Like a-
Because when I've seen these, they usually do them for parks and then for structures. And it's like, okay, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, and then, oh, the HVAC needs to be blown out or whatever. So, you have a list of everything that you do. To me, this will add continuity. So you can go on vacation and someone knows, oh,
I gotta
we
do
need to blow
that.
out the sprinkler system
Yeah.
or whatever. So I see that. And you guys, we've talked about this.
Yeah,
You
each
guys
asset.
know I'm a big
Yeah,
fan.
each asset you could set up, I mean, it's as smart as you are or we are to put in the right information on a time-based system.
But eventually we will.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
but this
Yeah, it
does
would take-
provide the framework of the ability to do that. But somebody's gonna have to import the data or import the checklist that says this needs to get done on a weekly basis or a monthly basis. It's not gonna tell us what to do. We have to tell it, and then eventually it's gonna tell us back when it's due.
I mean, we use similar software, so and I do think it makes a difference, so I'm supportive of that. I guess, could you speak one more time to, my concern is, you invest quickly in software, right? You're not stuck, but you're kind of stuck, right? You've done all the training, and we didn't get multiple bids, and that is not the precedent that I want to set for like a long-term commitment. Because there's so much out there that does this work, does exactly what you said. And so, I mean, that would be why currently I would vote no right now, is because I don't like the precedent of just, this is what we want, versus saying, hey, taxpayer dollars, we gotta get some multiple bids. Speak to that.
Well, I
Well, my
think
concern.
annually it's a $3,500 expenditure if we go with a 3-year plan. I think your point is fundamentally work planning software is very similar. Some may have different functionality, some not. The advantage is that it is the same software we currently use or same modules that we use in the building department, so there's some familiarity. So could we knock it down from $10,000, $8,000, maybe? But we're recommending, just because of the synergies with the existing building department, that utilize the same format, same company for the dollars we're talking about.
I would assume there's probably some economy of scale too, in using it in multiple areas.
Well, it does, just because I know the CSV file we upload every 6 months to the Hamilton County to make sure our properties are current would get done at the same time as this. So it would be a different structure if we use a different company, likely. I mean, but there are lots of people out there, to be clear. I'm not saying this is necessarily the best, it's just, it's something we're familiar with.
For me, it's just the precedent of not having multiple bids, not the actual ultimate
Yeah.
product.
Because, Bill, we saw that with IT support, right? We got a one bid that was
Yeah.
higher, it was 28,000 or so, and then we went ahead and you and I went and met with, found out who Fairfax and Newtown were
Yep,
using,
yes.
and ended up with somebody who were very happy with it at a much lower cost. Just because we took the time to go find and get a second, just to get the data, to know where things
Well, you
stand.
could assign it to a committee. They could
I
get
can assign it to
multiple
a
bids.
committee, we can do it that way, and then run it through and get a couple of, different bids.
I think having a second quote would be good to have, to be able to just know, how does this compare? You know, I think.
Do we need to put it in committee, or can we put it on
Well, I mean,
those two gentlemen
Rod
to get
can
another
probably,
quote?
I think you probably know
The
who.
perspective is it's $3,500 a year.
Right.
I'm not saying we couldn't find somebody for $2,500 a year, right?
But is
Wanna
there
make
an
sure we're
there's an
clear on
efficiency
that.
issue,
Well-
right?
well,
There's an
we-
efficiency
we don't-
issue.
we don't know
Respect
that.
if
We don't know.
everybody says
We don't
we're
know
in
that.
committee, we'll go to committee, it just won't be able to start maybe on the same time when we wanted to.
Well, could we put it together and readdress this on the 15th of December?
Yes, fine.
Make a decision
Put
then?
together, mean get other competitive bids of other software? Yeah, I can make some calls, yes.
Yeah.
I think we can assign this to Rod and you don't have to go to committee to go through.
I'm fine with that, I'm fine with
And I
that.
think it's
Yeah.
okay to
I
get
think
another
that's the most
bid, but you don't
expedient
always
way.
go with
It
the
is,
cheapest
yeah.
bid.
No, you don't always go.
We may end up back where we are.
It's just
Yeah.
so
Probably
many,
will.
there's so many people that do work out, to do this work. I mean, there's just dozens of them, if not more. So I think it is just a good precedent for any rule of thumb to bring multiple bids, just so that we know we're
Yeah.
spending taxpayer.
No, that's
Because Bob, you did that with the sidewalks too. You got two different bids, and you're like, okay, this is the one that's, so I think it is prudent.
Yeah,
A
we've
reasonable
never voted on anything without multiple bids.
You're comfortable that you can put something together by the December meeting so that we can
Yes.
basically make a decision at that meeting on
Yes.
this? Okay,
Yeah.
I think,
I've heard from a couple that, if, I'll call you, we can reach out to them.
Yeah.
But I think it's great.
Yeah,
I
but I'm
think it's
very
Yeah,
comfortable
the
with it.
concept
direction
is
we need to
fabulous,
go.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
all right. All right, looks like permission to address council.
Mandy, Mandy, Mandy.
All right, I'm Mandy from the library. I can keep this pretty quick. So I don't have a definitive date yet, but they have kind of doubled down on having it done by the end of the year. So whether we're fully up and running at the end of December or early January, I'm not sure yet, but I think after the holidays, you'll be able to come see us again. I've gotten some photo updates and everything. All the walls are up, they're painting, and the fireplace installation looks like it's well underway. So I think we're in pretty good shape at this point.
Okay.
So
Wow.
hopefully just another month or so out.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
great.
Thanks for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Madeira is a disaster. I mean, the library itself is great, but getting there is almost mission
Oh,
impossible.
no, it's terrible.
Everything is closed.
Yeah. Ugh.
It's open now, but
Yeah.
it was pretty bad. It was pretty rough last week. You had to really know your way around there.
All right, anyone else? Permission to address? Did we chase Rex and Biff out of here? Did they get
We
mad?
did.
They got mad and left? No, I don't think they did. Okay. Okay, any question regarding the bills?
Yeah, two quick things.
So, okay.
So, because this actually feeds into the conversation of a permanent improvement. So again, if we get half the cost of that striping study stuff done, that'll go back into the permanent improvement fund, because we paid for that out of the permanent improvement fund.
Rod and I are still, as I know I
Yeah,
have to give you a call. We're still in discussions with Dexter.
Well, because
How to
we have the
zero-
document that's signed by them.
I know. Yeah, we're zeroing in.
Okay, got it,
Yeah,
got it.
all is good.
Second question is, I saw we had the flock cameras in here. Rick, when we originally got those, I think we said it like, at the 1 year mark, you're gonna have sort of a, show us to say, here's the benefit it's deriving and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, we
Number of
have,
hard hits we have.
we are not fully up and operational yet with all 6 cameras. There was an issue out with the one in the square. We got the electric done.
That was, yeah.
Yeah, but they were supposed to put a certain type of head that could swivel. Well, for some reason they didn't, so they have to put the right head on there. We're just about to get fully operational so that we can do that. We've already seen some benefits from it. We've been able to recover some of our stolen vehicles because of our flock cameras already.
Because I think it would be great, you know, because we said we'd want to have that to
Yeah,
show, here's the
yeah.
benefit.
And
Because
once
it's not,
we're up
it's not
and
a simple
fully-
cost,
right.
but I think it's, you know, a tangible way to say, here's what's really delivering would be
Yeah.
good to
Yeah.
help
And-
people feel
And
comfortable.
Fairfax, actually, Chief Bronson called me, I don't know, a month or so ago, and they've seen, you know, how ours work and how they work in other communities, and they're getting ready to put them on it too. So we'll pretty much have this area pretty much blanketed with the flock cameras, which will be good for everybody.
Okay, yeah,
Any
it
other
just,
questions?
no, I just, whenever you
Yeah.
get to the stage where you have the data, I think it'd be
Yeah.
great to share that.
Sure.
Show the strong benefit of it.
Sure.
All right, then, motion and second to pay the bills.
So moved.
Second.
I'm sorry, who, second?
Randy?
Randy had second.
Mr. Ayer?
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett?
Aye.
Mrs. Brown Knight?
Aye.
Dr. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone?
Aye.
Mr. York?
Aye.
All right. All right, Mr. York, I think you're up.
The Health and Recreation Committee met on Wednesday, November 19th at 4:30 PM in council chambers. Present at the meeting were Health and Recreation Committee members Randy York, Matthew Ayer, and Mayor Bill Brown. The purpose of the committee meeting was to review the village needs and select a project, if appropriate, for an application to the Hamilton County Budget Prioritization Task Force for community project funding for fiscal years 2027 and 2028 from the Ohio Capital Budget. The Ohio capital budget requests are a biennial process. The village was successful in securing $98,000 for Dogwood Park during the FY 25-26 budget process. The committee unanimously agreed to, one, preparing and submitting an application is in the best interest of the village. Two, the committee recommends that Ann Buttonbecker Park be the project that is featured in the application. This project is preferred by the Mariemont Park Advisory Board. The necessary information is available for this project, and this project that has features that may be attractive for capital funding. Number three, request that Solicitor McTighe prepare the necessary resolution to apply for the grant, that this resolution be voted on in emergency at the November 24th Village Council meeting. The application is due on December 10th. The meeting adjourned at 4:50 PM. Respectfully submitted, Randy York and Matthew Ayer.
May we?
All right, you've heard the report.
Thank you.
Any questions regarding the report?
Are we committing any village funds at this point?
Well, we're not committing anything at this point. We're just, basically, well, it would just be the application
Okay.
process.
Committing to apply
Yeah, committing to apply.
for that particular project.
Right, right.
It's not a matching grant.
Yep, it's a gift.
It's a,
Okay.
They want to know, I think. you know,
Right, volunteers did some work over there, right?
There's a lot.
Okay. Even the facade grant, there's no match there? That we
Well,
know of?
that actually would go to the property
The
owner.
property owner? Yeah, yeah, okay,
There is a requested match in it, but you don't have to.
okay.
It makes,
Wait.
it's a different deal.
It's a different deal.
Do this one, yeah.
All right, any other additional questions? If not, motion is second to accept.
So moved.
Second,
Mr. Ayer?
aye.
Mr. Bartlett?
Aye.
Ms. Brown Knight?
aye.
Dr. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone?
Aye.
Mr. York?
Aye.
All right.
Does this stay on or come off?
And again, I want to commend Randy.
Well, we have to apply for it, and then we'll present in January, probably.
Leave it on?
Again,
Okay.
this is the way we do committee reports.
Dang.
Got a lot of attachments.
It does, but quick to read.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's very good. Okay. Miscellaneous. Leaf collection will end on December the 26th, 2025. I want to make a brief commentary about leaf collection in the village. You know, we've had a significant drop now in leaves. I mean, you know, with the weather and so on and so forth. So we are having, you know, a significant amount, you know, people are coming out to rake the leaves and so on and so forth. I just want to say that I believe the maintenance department is doing, you know, the best possible job that they can do to collect leaves in a timely fashion. We have 3 trucks, you know, we have 4 full-time workers plus Ben, and we have 1 part-time guy. Collecting leaves as I know from my own personal experience earlier this afternoon, it is a arduous, time-consuming job, and we are getting at it to our best ability. Now, are we going to be able to pick up the entire village next week? No, we are not. But we are working to that point and to that purpose, and I would ask for the patience of, and most residents are very good about this, but there are a few who rake leaves into the street, they park cars on top of the leaves, and it makes it almost impossible for us to get at them. And so, if you all would just bear with us, we're out there, and we're gonna get these leaves up.
Well, the leaves are getting up.
Yes.
I mean, that's been, I think, not just my observation, but other people's.
The leaves are getting up.
They're
Yes.
getting up.
And I would add that we're very, very blessed to have that service in this village.
I agree.
Other communities don't have that. They don't have that in Sycamore Township. I don't know about the rest of the city, but, that's something that I think we take for granted, and we were actually very fortunate to have a service department that will do that, so.
They are, and just,
Leaf season does not end until all piles are picked up.
yeah,
That's just something I put in there.
right.
We did leaf last year until February.
I'm just saying, the
lot of
mechanics
leaves
of
in
the
this village.
situation are this. I mean, we have 3 trucks,
Darn
and we have a
pretty
limited
city.
number of guys. And it's just going to take a certain amount of time to do that. We
Well-
are doing it. We're working through it.
Have I guess I haven't seen I walk every day. I haven't seen a pile of leaves out for longer than 3 days. I don't know about you guys, but I haven't,
Yeah, thank you.
I haven't.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've had people comment positively that how good a job the service department is doing this year.
That's awesome.
And I know that like last year we had some breakdowns and it was Ben's first year doing it stuff, but no, I've had people mention, that what a great job they do, and I echo what Marcy said too. I mean, I really appreciate the fact that we have this service. I happened to be down at the pool today doing some project, and I saw the trucks that go down, and they're, I saw them all out there, and they're all filling up and heading down to the South 80 and
Yeah.
back up and waving at me. I think they're doing a great job.
Yeah.
I agree.
Here, here.
All right. Village offices will be closed Thursday, November the 27th, and Friday, November the 28th, in observation of Thanksgiving. And I want to wish everybody here a very happy Thanksgiving.
Yay, back at you.
And the best of luck with roasting those turkeys.
Deep
Let's not overdo it. We don't want dry white meat, huh?
Who, are you looking at someone in particular?
No,
'Cause
I'm
it looks like you are. Mandy, is there an issue with your cooking the turkey?
The December council meeting will be held Monday, December the 15th, at 6:30. That'll be our last meeting of the year. Village offices will be closed Wednesday, December the 24th, and Thursday, December the 25th, in observation of Christmas. And village offices will be closed Thursday, January 1st, 2026, in observation of New Year's Day. All right, moving on to resolutions.
Okay, this is the third reading to reappoint Matt Trapepi as a member of the Mariemont Racket Club Board for the calendar year 2026.
All right, that being the third reading, a motion and a second to adopt.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Ayer?
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett?
Aye.
Brown Knight?
Aye.
Dr. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone?
Aye.
Mr. York?
Aye.
Thanks, Ben.
Thank you.
See ya.
See y'all.
night.
See y'all.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Okay, this is the second reading to confirm the reappointment of David Russell as the Mariemont Racket Club professional and to authorize contract.
All right, second reading, we'll have the third reading in December.
This is a first reading to reappoint Brian Kelly, Tim Wiley, and Tom Gilmore as a member of the Pool Commission for the calendar years 2026 and 2027.
Do we have that right?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry,
That
just making
was the
myself
first
nervous.
reading. We'll have the second reading next meeting.
All right, this is a third reading to increase the racket sports fees for the 2026 season.
What reading is that?
Third.
Third.
Third, all right, a motion and a second to
So
adopt.
moved.
Second.
Mr. Ayer?
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett?
Aye.
Mrs. Brown Knight?
Aye.
Dr. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone?
Aye.
Mr. York?
Aye.
All right.
Okay, this is a first reading. Resolution authorizing mayor to execute and file application with the Hamilton County Budget Prioritization Task Force for community project funding from the fiscal year 2027, fiscal year 2028, Ohio capital budget, apply for financial assistance in connection with the Ann Bunton Becker Park project, and to declare emergency.
Okay, we've had the first reading, a motion and a second to suspend the rules and allow for the second and third reading.
So
please.
moved.
Second.
Mr. Ayer.
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Ms. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr.
Aye.
Lewis. Mr. Van Stone.
Aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
May we have the second reading, please?
Resolution authorizing mayor to execute and file application with the Hamilton County Budget Prioritization Task Force for the community
Well,
project
it's a mouthful.
funding from the fiscal year 2027, fiscal year 2028 Ohio capital budget to apply for financial assistance in connection with the Ann Bunton Becker Park project and to declare emergency.
Okay, I think Randy's pretty much explained this. Are there any additional questions? No, if not, then maybe we have the next reading.
A resolution authorizing mayor to execute and file application with the Hamilton County Budget Prioritization Task Force for community project funding from the fiscal year 2027, fiscal year 2028 Ohio capital budget to apply for financial assistance in connection with the Ann Bunton Becker Park project and declare emergency.
All right, I need a motion and a second to adopt.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Ayer.
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Mrs. Brown Knight. Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone.
Aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
All right, I need a motion and a second to evoke the emergency clause, please.
So moved.
Second.
I'm sorry, second was Bob?
I don't know.
Mr. Poison.
Yeah, Mr. Ayer.
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Mrs. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone.
Aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
All right.
Okay, this is first reading. Resolution authorizing mayor to execute and file application with the Hamilton County Community Development Countywide Facade Improvement Program for financial assistance in connection with the Old Town Center Business District and to declare emergency.
Okay, we've had the first reading, a motion and a second to suspend the rules and allow for the second and third reading.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Ayer.
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Mrs. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone.
Aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
May we have the second reading, please?
Resolution authorizing mayor to execute and file application with the Hamilton County Community Development Countywide Facade Improvement Program for financial assistance in connection with the Old Town Center Business District and to declare emergency.
Okay, again, I think Randy's pretty much explained this. Any additional questions?
I guess, have you actually talked to the owners of those buildings?
Yeah. Andrew and Julie with Sunset, and then there's 3 businesses that are, actually, it's exciting because that
yeah.
whole corridor is getting filled back up again. So
Right.
there's 3 new businesses coming in.
And this is in the east building?
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's someone going into where the
No,
insurance.
the
The old firehouse.
Firehouse, yeah, the
So-
firehouse.
But it's not the tenants, it's the owners of the building. you
Yes.
talked to. Okay.
No.
Well, owners of the building and then the business owners that are leasing. Because part of this is you have to have a 3-year lease to do this.
Okay.
All right, maybe we have the third reading then?
Resolution authorizing mayor to execute and file application with the Hamilton County Community Development Countywide Facade Improvement Program for financial assistance in connection with the Old Town Center Business District and to declare emergency.
All right, a motion and a second to adopt.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Ayer.
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Mrs. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone.
Aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
Motion and a second to evoke the emergency clause,
So
please.
moved.
Second.
Mr. Ayer.
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Mrs. Brown Knight. Trying to move this, Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
And Mr. Van Stone.
Aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
Wait till the first meeting in January.
And I made me lose my place. That was to evoke the emergency clause, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, a motion and a second to adopt
So
No, we're
moved.
done. We already
We're
did.
done.
Oh, we already
done?
did
We're
that.
done.
Good.
Okay, all right, sorry.
All right, so,
All right, we have 2 ordinances.
yes, this is the second reading to amend ordinance 524 Mariemont Racket Club Board and to increase board members from 5 to 7.
All right, we'll have the third reading next month.
This is the second reading to amend section 37.03 Parks Advisory Board of the Mariemont Code of Ordinances.
And we'll have the third reading on that next month. All right, and that concludes our business. We're adjourned.
Good job, everybody.
Yay.